You're here to see if I actually did beat the Elite Four with my bare hands, and then have a child abomination that's totally evil and condemn the world to destruction. Well, I won't disappoint you in today's video. Kicking off today's video, I started off by transforming into a Pokemon and making sure that everything was stable enough to work. So the goal for today was to see what changed with my glitchiness. Clearly I had done something to this world. I have seen sprites of myself if I wasn't a Pokemon. So I wanted to see what Pokemon I actually had, and I had no Pokemon, as shown by that trait screen. I was able to turn into a human being somehow and walk around and interact with people once again. No issue, no problem. This is what you get when you don't have a Pokemon. So I thought to myself, what if I went to the daycare man and talked to them and got an egg? That would give me a Pokemon, but it wouldn't give me a Pokemon necessarily. I received the egg and they both disappeared, which I thought was a little bit strange. Yup, they're gone. They went ghost on me. Clearly, me transforming into a woman right in front of their eyes as I walked through the door scared them to death. They are obviously haters of the LGBTQ community because I can transform into a woman whenever I desire. So yeah, they're gone. But don't worry, they'll be back later. I checked the egg and, there was really not much to comment about here. This is what would be considered a bad egg. It's a Pokemon, but it's not a Pokemon because when you grab a Pokemon in the game for the first time, it anchors people to the game itself. If you do not get a Pokemon in any game first, it causes a lot of issues with every single game. That's why the areas around the first town are always walled off. You can't leave without receiving a first Pokemon in many circumstances, or you can't go much further than the intro section. And so that's the reason. So I noticed that this was level 0, had no life, so I decided to use a rare candy to revive it, and it worked. And after being able to do that, I could check its stats, with it being stable enough to look at. This one was EE35, but that'll change as well. It didn't have anything going for it other than being a pretty standard basic Pokemon. Myself. It was me. So I decided to check this Pokemon out in battle. Let's see if it was stable enough to actually compete with. And this was a horrendous mistake, because while this battle itself is stable enough for you guys to view and watch and see the results, it's clearly me. This is the Pokemon. It's me. It's I. It's myself. I came out of the egg. Nothing hatched from the egg. It was me. So I had no moves. I was level 1. It's stable enough to battle. And in fact, when I get attacked and receive damage, the HP counter works perfectly. And I can, in fact, lose battles. I can get attacked by a Pokemon and white out. I never had a Pokemon. I literally just lost the fight to a Mankey. So I decided I needed some help, okay? I need some consultation with somebody of a higher power. And so I went to Elix Forest. Then this happened, which I was not able to duplicate this glitch again. This only happened one time in the forest, where Camper Todd jumped out as a wild Pokemon, sent out Psyduck, and wanted to challenge me to a battle. Yeah, I couldn't run from him. He really was a trainer. Then that happened. Then I threw a Master Ball at him and tried to catch him. And as you can see, the results, they really didn't do anything. I thought something cool was going to happen, but no, it appeared caught. Then he died, and I got no experience. So that didn't really help me out that much. Unique and interesting glitch, yes, but I digress. Sitting on the statue, I meditated. I thought to myself, what would make me stronger as a person to be able to fight these Pokemon off, to be able to destroy these glitches, to be able to battle these glitches? Praying to the forest guardian, Celebi, praying for strength, for it to visit me, for it to give me mercy. And my prayers were answered. I was told to return to Goldenrod City's Pokemon Center to pick up something called a GS ball from there, and that the way would be clear upon my return and talking to Kurt. So that's exactly what I did. I turned into a kid with a Game Boy, and a nurse came out of nowhere and said, "Congratulations, I got a special deal." And I was given the GS ball. Absolutely. This happened, as you can see it. And so now we have the GS ball. The only option was to believe what the spirit of the forest was telling me. So, of course, Kurt had some issues with Team Rocket. I went down to the well and turned into a Slowpoke, then a Boulder, then a Pokeball item. I spoke to Kurt. He seemed to not have an issue with my Metamorphosis consistently happening over and over again, and just wanted me to clear out Team Rocket. So I obliged and beat up Team Rocket. As I spoke to him, once again, he seemed to have no issue with me magically transforming into a Boulder. Before his eyes, he was more concerned that he was defeated. Kurt let me know that I did a great job, and he was also not concerned about the transformations. But what he was concerned about was the forest outside. It seemed that something was going on with the forest. It was restless. So, as a nice older woman, I had the foresight to grab the GS ball and take it to where he requested. So I inserted the GS ball into the Elex Force Shrine, and something happened. I was visited by a god. I knew it was time to accept the power that was being given to me, granted upon me. And so, I took my new powers to the Elite Four. The god had granted me level 100 status and gave me 3 attacks: Ice Punch, Earthquake, and Egg Bomb. So the Elite Four had never seen a trainer actually battle the Pokemon himself. It was quite a shock to every single one of them. But one by one, their Pokemon fell to various attacks. Ice Punch here, Earthquake there, Egg Bomb here, and I defeated the Elite Four. Until I was to Lance, the champion. Lance was one of the more difficult battles. At this point in time, I had exhausted myself fighting all of the Elite Four myself. No switch outs, no heals, no resupplies. It was just me fighting against them. I had no moves left. I had exhausted myself. I was down to struggling against dragons as one human, standing alone against these mighty Pokemon. Some of the mightiest and strongest Pokemon in existence. I struggled against them, literally and figuratively. And I prevailed against them. Pokemon like Gyarados, Aerodactyl, and Charizard. I even ate a Hyper Beam to the face. And it didn't faze me, because Celebi had granted me God status. And when I struggled against that Dragonite in the last desperate attack, I beat it. I won. It was over. Lance granted me champion status. I had defeated the Elite Four single-handedly with my bare hands and registered myself as champion. Let the record show. No Pokemon owned and every battle completed. That's right. I beat the Elite Four with my bare hands, and victory was oh so sweet. But where do you go after you become champion? I meditated in my room. I went to different worlds, different places in my head. Some people would like to call it Glitch City, or the Void, or another dimension. In my meditation, it called out to me my true need, my desire to have something more than to just be the best. And I searched within myself, deep within my soul, resonating, trying to figure out what I should do with my life, now that I was the champion, the best of the best. And then it came to me. I should have a son. Someone to pass this legacy down to. Someone to break the chains of the standard Pokemon battles. I returned to the old man, and I asked him, would you, please, take me into your care? And I had an out-of-body experience. There I was, sitting in the daycare. I almost couldn't believe it myself. But sure enough, that's me. And I was left with the daycare man. So who should be the one to create my child with? The most human-like creature I could find was an Abra. And it was decided for my son to have psychic powers and my strength. Could he be more of a god than me? I put the two together in a pen, and I hoped that they were friendly, and wouldn't you know it, they were. It looked alright to me, so when I returned, well, you know, they produced an egg. Now, humans don't create eggs, so I knew this was a strange fusion combination of human and Pokemon, and I had created an abomination. A god had come down and bred with Pokemon. After I hatched the egg, what came next was more than horrifying. The disgusting nature of what I had done, the realization of what I have wrought to humanity. I only wanted a son to pass down my legacy to teach, to become strong like me. And this is what I was rewarded with. I knew this monstrosity was not like me. It was able to teleport. It had psychic powers. And whenever I looked at it, all I saw was white and lines. Almost as if I was dead. I had to get it checked out, so I took it to a lady. And she told me it was evil. My son. Pure evil. And I had knew that what I had brought into this world was nothing but pure hatred and evil. For what it is the seed for the destruction of this Pokemon world. And forever and ever, the god, known as question mark, and his demigod evil son, reigned over all of Johto and Kanto. Lost to the lore and legends that was Protomario stream. Oh god, here it goes!
Yeah! Come on, be a glitch, be a glitch. Be a glitch! It is a glitch!
Oh
it's a
my
glitch!
god!
What? Woo! A glitch! A glitch came out of the egg! Your glitch? It is a mother!
Oh my
Your glitch is a
god.
mother!